wollen eine Runde mit Ayrton Senna fahren auf diesem Betonschlauch von Phoenix.
Ja, die Strecke ist typisch amerikanisch für amerikanische Städte, nämlich lauter 90-Grad-Kurven, lange Gerade und dann 90 Grad rechts, dann 90 Grad
Mit
And here we are coming up to the start-finish line. At this point, Senna's McLaren is doing 186 miles an hour. Then it's hard on the brakes and straight down into second gear for, in fact, Senna's corner. It's called the curve to Senna. Then into this curve to Sol, this long left-hand corner, third, fourth, fifth gear now. All the way to 13,500 revs into sixth gear. This is the second quickest part of the track, and again about 186 miles an hour into fourth gear. This very difficult corner with a lake on the outside, back up into fifth, sixth into sixth gear now. Then on the brakes into fourth for this double right-hand corner. You listen, well off the throttle, just touching the throttle, then hard on the brakes into second gear for the first of these two very tight right-hand corners, holding second around the left, then picking up third instantly, then back on the brakes into second gear. These are very slow, a lot of push in the car, understeer. Second, third, short shifting third into fourth, and holding fourth up until the final left-hand corner, back into third, then hard on the throttle, third, fourth, fifth, and finally into sixth gear, passing those two cars, gathering speed again, all the way up to 185, 6 miles an hour, crossing the line now.
As you can see, this is a very challenging. We're up to the Tamburello now in sixth gear, doing about 190 miles an hour. This long sweeping left-hander which leads into a curving right, and that is the Villeneuve curve, named after the famous Canadian driver. Now up to the Tosa Bend, the famous Tosa Bend, second gear, 60 miles an hour. It's climbing from here up towards the Piratella, to third gear, to fourth, to fifth gear, doing 155 miles an hour over the crest. The speed still building. Now the left-hander, fourth gear. This is the Piratella, and from here we start to drop downhill to the famous Aqua Minerale bends. Here they are, right, left, and you can go over the grass very easily there if you're not careful. Doing about 155 miles an hour here, climbing up to the chicane at the Variante Alta at the top of the hill. It's coming now, and it's a right and a left, third gear, over 100 miles an hour. Now dropping downhill again, the left-hander, and that goes on towards the famous Rivazza, the double 90-degree bend, both left, and this is the first of them. Left here, second gear, up into third. The second left-hander here. Now the speed is building up towards 155 miles an hour to the Variante Bassa, the right-hander. And then it brakes hard on. Third gear, still 100 miles an hour. Into the Traguardo, left and right. Then the grandstand on the left, the control tower on the right. And that was a lap of Imola with Nelson.
Very slow to save the tires for my flying lap. I will start to go quick just after the chicane before the pits where the lap time starts. We're just approaching the chicane now, so I'm preparing myself, and now I'm going to go in second gear and go flat out, go through the gears in second, third, fourth, fifth, and the next corner is flat out in fifth. And then there's a quick brake down to fourth, a very difficult corner with a lot of G-force here, and I have to play with the throttle because the car is understeering a little bit. Into fifth, sixth, that's the down straight way, the only place maybe you can pass here during the race. Then you have a very hard braking into first gear here. This is the hardest point for braking. This is the overtaking point. Into second, another chicane, and then in the middle of the chicane, we're going to third, throw into the curbs to go quicker, down to fifth, now a quick fourth gear chicane, a lot of G-force here into fifth, back down to second, a very low, long corner in second gear, up through the gears all the way to fifth, and another very quick chicane that you can't see in fourth gear, and back on the power, and try very hard, a hard braking for second gear now, and very slippery here, and third, fourth, fifth, down to the chicane before the pits in third, throw the car through, back on the power, back down to second, and we just finished the lap here. That was a quick one.
Breaking into the new Beckett's complex through the right-hand section and out onto Hanger Straight.
And you are riding with Nigel Mansell as he goes underneath the bridge, down towards Stowe Corner, up to 280 kilometres an hour. Fourth gear into the right-hander at Stowe. Third gear here, still riding with Mansell. Left into the Vale. Then it's back into second gear for this left-hander, which now starts to sweep right. Club Corner. Third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, then up into sixth gear, flat out towards Abbey, building up to 300 Ks. This is the Farm Straight. Now into the new part of Silverstone, Bridge Corner, fifth gear, back into second for Priory. Remember, it's the semi-automatic gearbox. His target is 1 minute 22.644. Now into Luffield, there's a balking car there, Mansell goes round the side of it. He will have lost a bit of time there. Now coming up to Woodcote, the last corner in sixth gear, absolutely flat out, 1 minute 22.644, and that is a faster lap by far, and pole position for Mansell so far.
Yes, and that's really given everybody else something to shoot at. That's nearly a second quicker than Mansell went yesterday. And Nigel Mansell now with the 121.86, he is well over a second. That's something nearly. This is where he wants to, as it were, tune the tyres to the right operating temperature to start the lap. The left-hander in the complex. The first right-hander. And this one now is hard on the power because that gums his speed over the start-finish line, and that wants to be at the maximum as Senna starts his last attempt to put his car onto the front row of the grid, and preferably by his standards onto pole position. Patrese has used both sets of tyres, Mansell hasn't, so Patrese can't respond, and Senna is looking to do that to get under 1 minute 22.1 seconds. That's Patrase's time, 22.109, and he has that to beat. So down the Hanger Straight, Ayrton Senna. And Berger has also started a flyer, half a minute behind Senna. We can't watch both of them, I'm afraid to say. And Berger bidding to improve his current fifth position on the grid. His first outing of the day, but Berger has another lap, another set of tyres to take afterwards. And Senna through out of Club Corner. At Abbey, flat out through Bridge Corner, and then hard onto the brakes and into the complex. Slower car giving him the space he needed. And Ayrton Senna now. 2 corners to go. Oh, and she was giving it everything. That's it to be. 121.618, and that's pole for Ayrton Senna. So Ayrton Senna, new pole position man, and an amazing lap, and Mansell is on the circuit. Well, Mansell is not, Mansell is ready to go onto the circuit, and Gerhard Berger has not yet crossed the line on his quick one. So Senna, new pole position man, Ayrton Senna, and the only person really likely to be able to challenge that is Nigel Mansell.
C'était F1 Show, la Formule 1 comme vous ne l'aviez jamais vue.
Benetton's brilliant new star, Michael Schumacher, on a flying lap.
So first I would like to say hello to you, and I now explain you my qualifying lap from Friday. Here we are in the corner before start and finish line. I drove this corner in 5th gear. It is really important, this corner, before you go to the long straight. There I had changed to 6th gear. We have a top speed around 320. Go down to 5th gear, drive it half flat. The next right you stay in 5th, you drove it nearly flat. Then you came to the right corner, which is really close. You take it in 3rd gear. You accelerate, but you have to be really careful there. You brake down to the next left slow corner. There's also a problem in acceleration where you get normally wheel spin. Then here we changed up to the 6th gear, go to the back straight, brake down, change to 3rd gear. Is also a bad corner because you have to change in the corner the gears up. Then we go to the next right, which also used in 3rd gear, which is a double right. It looks like one right, but it's a double right. Change up to 4th gear, go to the quick right corner here, which is a little bit problem over the curves there. Go down to the S in 3rd gear. Here you saw I missed the gear. I go to 5th, then to 3rd. Now we are in 5th gear in the last corner, but the tires was already gone because I pushed a little bit too hard in the qualifying lap, and I had to take care in the last corner. Yeah, and that's it. Now we are at the start and finish line.
Tony Jardi takes a high-speed look over the shoulder of Jean Alesi in his Ferrari. Jean Alesi in 7th gear, flat out down this long straight at the new Catalunya circuit just outside Barcelona, and what a superb facility it is. The drivers, most of them, say the surface is nice and smooth, although Alesi getting a little flick on the steering wheel there. Nice curves delineating the edge of the track. A little bit of silt and sand. It can wash down if it rains, but you can see how smooth the new surface is as Alesi fires his Ferrari towards the next bend. And this is the Seat bend taken in 3rd gear. And Alesi coming out for 5th. You just see the flick of that little lever behind the steering wheel, the semi-automatic gearbox on this superb Ferrari. It's slightly better during practice here at the Catalonian track, and it's 4.7 kilometers in length. They'll have to do 65 laps of this new track for the race itself. Now the curves delineating the edge of the circuit. You've still got to be neat and tidy. There are overtaking places, as you can see, as Alesi dives inside one of the Leighton House cars.
Best of its kind in the world. Race commentator Tony Jardine takes us round a lap of the track with Ayrton Senna.
Ayrton Senna, the new world champion in his McLaren, a master at Adelaide, but he's never won here before. Going along with him on a lap up to the first chicane. Note those big curbs on the inside and the outside. They look relatively flat, but they're not. They're quite dangerous. Look at the shake inside the cockpit as well. A tremendously difficult job for the drivers here in Adelaide. Concrete walls lining the edge of the track. The surface looks smooth, but it's not. It's low grip. Look at the way Ayrton Senna's having to work in the cockpit now. As he heads towards East Terrace and towards Stag Bend, you can see the pubs and clubs on the left. Here's Stag, infamous corner up on those big curves, which can launch the car perilously towards those unyielding concrete walls. Senna now up into sixth gear. He's gone along the Jones Straight, along the Brabham Straight, flat out now. Tremendous speed, nearly 200 miles per hour. And down at the bottom, it's from sixth down into second gear, a very tight hairpin right-hander, and then a flowing left. But look at those curbs, look at the traps there. And Senna, accurate as ever, despite the bumps and the shaking about that he receives inside the McLaren. The last corner back onto the pit straight, a vital one, and you can see how close the wall and the marshals there are as Senna completes a lap in the McLaren Honda.
もう黄色い花が振られています。さあ、入りが一本立ちまして、これはラストラップ、ファイナルラップに入ったということを表しています。
さあ、いよいよ総仕上げですけれども、
はい、
もう感激屋のセナですからね、このファイナルラップはね、もうかなり感情が来てですね、
そうでしょうね。
ヘルメットのバイザーがね、曇ってきてるかもしれませんね。
ああ、もう手を振っています。アイルトン・セナがもうナンバーワン、手を振っている。もう勝利を確信しているアイルトン・セナ。今までどうしても破れなかったジンクスの殻、ジンクスの壁を打ち破る瞬間が刻一刻と近づいてまいりました。インコースに入っていきます。アイルトン・セナ、どれほどこの時を待ち望んだか。
去年もね、サンパウロにブラジルグランプリ帰ってきて、レース前に市長大統領の激励を受けて泣いたでしょ、彼。
そうですね。
だけどね、レースはうまくいかなかった。今日のレースは本当にゴール後のね、セナの涙というのは、まずやはり感激屋の彼だから絶対涙してゴールすると思いますけれども、
ご覧ください。もうこのインテルラゴスのファンもみんな待ってた。
踊り出してますね。
本当にみんな待ってたこのセナの勝利。
はい。
もう目前です。目前です。
最終コーナーの向こうにサンパウロの街が見える。
さあ立ち上がって最後の上り、メインスタンドが見えてくる。セナの目にも見えてきます。アイルトン・セナ、これは本当に忘れられない勝利になる。最終コーナーを立ち上がって、さあチェッカーフラッグが用意されました。チェッカーが振られた。アイルトン・セナ28勝目は本当に忘れられない、かけがえのないこのブラジルでの初勝利ということになりました。
雨が祝ってますよ、サンパウロの雨が。
ああ、本当にこれは嬉し涙というか、そういったブラジルの空も泣いている。アイルトン・セナがついにこの渾身のガッツポーズをご覧ください。アイルトン・セナがついにジンクスを破った瞬間です。
れはセナの声ですか？これはセナの声ですね。セナとそしてピットを結ぶ声なんですが、これはおえつですか、何ですか？もう泣いてるのかもしれませんね。
これね、カートレースの時よくやるんですよね。
ブラジルの国旗
をね持ってね、走るんですけれども、
今セナバイザーの向かいから涙を拭いたんじゃないですかね。
言いますか、感極まって、もう群馬から
出られないですね。シャンパンファイトまで最後までお伝えします。
ね、見えましたね。
アイルトン・セナです。もう気は答えられない。セナ地元でのシャンパンファイト。大きく旗を掲げます。ブラジルの国旗をこれどんな気持ちで掲げてるのか。ゆっくりとゆっくりと何か自分の思い入れを見せるようにゆっくりと右の拳を上げていきました。何かもう何か放心状態と言いますかね。
そうですね。
今笑顔がちょっと見えました。
もうセナが集中的に浴びるんじゃないかな。
そんな気もしますね。
さあどうするかだけ。
前回も随分浴びてましたけど、今回も自分から進んで浴びるんじゃないかという感じをしなくてはないですが、トロフィーを大きく上げます。
重い。
もう我々はもう思い切ってみる。
俺は勝った。
上がんないんですね、肩が。
そうなんですね。
肩が上がらないんですよ。
それだけハードなレースだった。